Israel has a second front, and it's pushing in. IDF troops are moving deeper into southern Lebanon. Hezbollah is firing rockets and drones, and the Israeli military has a stark warning for the world. All options are on the table. Lebanon is not a sideshow, it's the next war. As Israel's bombing campaign over Lebanon intensifies after Hezbollah launched rocket and drone attacks in a bid to avenge the killing of slain Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, the IDF said it has pushed troops deeper into southern Lebanon, moving beyond the 5 positions it currently holds along the border. According to the IDF, soldiers from the 91st Galilee Regional Division are now deployed at multiple points near the frontier, part of what the Israeli army is calling an enhanced forward defense posture. The IDF said the move is aimed at building an additional layer of security for residents in northern Israel. Meanwhile, witnesses told Reuters that the Lebanese army has pulled back from at least 7 forward operating positions along the border, a significant withdrawal from the front line. Israeli Defense Minister Minister Katz said the IDF's move to advance in southern Lebanon is intended to prevent direct fire on Israeli communities.
To prevent the possibility of direct fire at Israeli communities, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and I have authorized the IDF to advance and hold additional dominant terrain in Lebanon and defend the border communities from there. The IDF continues to operate forcefully against Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. The terrorist organization is paying and will pay a heavy price for the fire towards Israel.
Earlier, when asked if Israel could expand operations in Lebanon to a ground invasion, IDF spokesperson Defrin said,
"Again, we are acting in Lebanon here as well to remove a significant threat. Today, the Chief of Staff was at the northern border, meeting with the commanders and the Northern Command Chief, briefing and approving plans. The bottom line is that all options are on the table. We will act to disarm Hezbollah and remove threats to Israeli citizens, with particular focus on residents of the north."
Defrin also stressed that Israel has no intention of halting its campaign in Lebanon anytime soon, not until the threat posed by Hezbollah has been fully eliminated. The message was clear. The fresh ground operation is just the beginning of the end, and the war on Hezbollah is far from over.
Tonight, the terrorist organization Hezbollah fired towards the territory of the State of Israel and is paying a very heavy price. We will conclude this campaign not only with Iran being hit, but also with Hezbollah suffering very significant damage. Again, as the Chief of Staff said this morning, we will not end the campaign until the threat from Lebanon is removed.
A day earlier, on March 2nd, Israel said the head of Hezbollah's intelligence arm was killed in an overnight strike, and Beirut said it would ban the group's military activities. The IDF confirmed that the overnight strike in the Lebanese capital killed Hussein Makled, whom it called the head of Hezbollah's intelligence headquarters. The Israeli military said Makled was responsible for forming the intelligence picture using various intelligence collection tools to provide Hezbollah with intelligence assessments regarding IDF troops and the State of Israel. The IDF further said that Makled also closely cooperated with senior commanders in Hezbollah, who planned and advanced terror attacks against Israel and its citizens. A fragile northern ceasefire has shattered as Hezbollah entered the fray to assist Iran with its relentless attacks. In the early hours of March 2nd, Hezbollah reportedly opened a new front, launching rockets and drones from Lebanon and drawing immediate Israeli airstrikes on Beirut, the most intense escalation since 2024. According to the Times of Israel report, sirens were activated in the northern city of Haifa and surrounding areas shortly after 1 a.m. as rockets and drones were launched from Lebanon. One rocket was intercepted by air defenses, while at least 2 more were allowed to fall in open areas. Alerts warning of a drone attack also sounded in the Upper Galilee shortly after, with air defenses shooting down at least 2 suspected drones. At least 3 more rockets launched from Lebanon struck open areas in northern Israel at around 3 a.m. without setting off sirens. Hezbollah, in its statement claiming responsibility for launching a barrage of precision missiles and a swarm of drones, said it launched the attack as revenge for the blood of the supreme leader of the Muslims, Ali Khamenei.
That the criminal American and Zionist aggression targeted our guardian, our leader, the leader of the nation, Imam Khamenei, may his soul be sanctified, along with a group of leaders, officials, and innocent sons of the Iranian people, represents the height of criminality. We will fulfill our duty in confronting aggression, confident in Allah's victory, guidance, and support, no matter how great the sacrifices.
The group also described the strike as strategic signaling over disputed territory. The attack came hours after Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem vowed that his group would confront Israel and the US over their strikes on Iran, despite the Lebanese government's plea for it to remain on the sidelines. Hezbollah suggested the attack should constitute a warning to Israel to withdraw from occupied Lebanese territory, the 5 border posts Israel has held onto in Lebanon, citing security concerns, despite being required to withdraw under the 2024 ceasefire. Israel retaliated with dozens of strikes in Beirut and in southern Lebanon, hit Hezbollah headquarters and infrastructure, as well as a vehicle carrying 2 operatives from the terror group's elite Radwan force in the Far Dajjal area.
In response to projectile fire toward northern Israel, the IDF is striking Hezbollah targets across Lebanon. Hezbollah is operating on behalf of the Iranian regime, opening fire against the Israeli civilians and bringing ruin to Lebanon. IDF troops have prepared for such a scenario as part of Operation Roaring Lion and are prepared for an all-front scenario.
Al Arabiya reported Monday that Mohammed Raad, head of Hezbollah's loyalty to the resistance bloc, was killed in an Israeli strike in Beirut. At least 31 people were killed, Lebanon's health ministry stated. IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir reinforced Israel's multi-front posture.
We prepared for a multi-front scenario and for an offensive campaign against Hezbollah. Any enemy that threatens our security will pay a heavy price. We will not allow harm to the residents of the State of Israel or to the northern border.
The IDF also issued evacuation orders for the residents in southern Lebanese villages.
For your safety, you must evacuate your homes immediately and move at least 1,000 meters away from the villages to open areas.
Meanwhile, Lebanon's Prime Minister Nawaf Salam condemned the rocket fire without naming Hezbollah.
Regardless of who is behind it, the rocket fire from southern Lebanon is an irresponsible and suspicious act that endangers Lebanon's security and safety and gives Israel pretext to continue its attacks on it. We won't let the country be dragged into new adventures and will take any necessary action to prosecute those responsible and protect the Lebanese.
With Hezbollah rejoining the conflict and Israel striking Beirut, the regional war map is expanding and diplomatic space is shrinking. It was an unusual alliance that helped light the fuse. 2 countries who, traditionally have been at each other's throats, came together to push the United States to a war it might have not needed. According to a report by Washington Post, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman made multiple private phone calls to President Donald Trump over the past month, pushing for a US strike on Iran, even as Riyadh publicly backed diplomacy. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, meanwhile, kept up his long-running public campaign for American military action against what he has long called an existential threat to his country. A usual for Bibi. He had earlier said the same thing about Saddam, Gaddafi, and now, well. Critics say Trump was desperate too. The Epstein files, backlash on brutal ICE killings, and the American economy at its most vulnerable needed a trope to be forgotten, at least momentarily. That combined pressure helped lead Trump to order a massive aerial campaign against Iran on February 28th, killing Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei within its first hour, along with several other senior Iranian officials, ending nearly 4 decades of his rule. Behind the scenes, the the Saudi Crown Prince warned US officials that Iran would emerge stronger if Washington held back, despite his public statement that he would not allow Saudi airspace or territory to be used in any attack. His brother, Defense Minister Khalid bin Salman, reinforced that message in closed-door meetings in Washington in January. Diplomatic talks were running in parallel. Presidential envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner held 3 rounds of nuclear negotiations with Iranian officials, the last of them in Geneva on February 26th. They left convinced Tehran was stalling. A senior Trump administration official told reporters that Washington had even offered Iran free nuclear fuel in exchange for giving up enrichment, and was rebuffed.
It was very clear that the intent for them was to preserve their ability to do enrichment so that over time they could use it for a nuclear bomb.
A separate US official justified the attack on different grounds, claiming American intelligence had determined Iran was preparing to launch ballistic missiles either preemptively or simultaneously with any strike.
We had an analysis that basically told us if we sat back and waited to get hit first, the amount of casualties and damage would be substantially higher than if we acted in a preemptive, defensive way to prevent those launches from occurring. We cannot continue to live in a world where these people not only possess missiles, but the ability to make 100 of them a month in perpetuity, to overwhelm any potential defenses.
But the intelligence picture told a different story. Multiple sources confirmed there was no new intelligence indicating an imminent threat to the American homeland, and the US Defense Intelligence Agency had assessed that Iran could not develop a viable intercontinental ballistic missile until 2035 at the earliest, and only if it chose to actively pursue one. As for Iran's nuclear program, the IAEA had lost visibility entirely after Tehran restricted inspector access, leaving the agency unable to verify the status of Iran's uranium stockpile at all. Senator Mark Warner, the senior Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, was blunt in questioning the whole point of the exercise that could invite trouble on the American land itself.
What was the imminent threat to America? I don't know the answer.
Despite multiple attempts from the West to justify the attack, the UN called it a blatant disregard for international law. The POTUS, however, watching the operation from Mar-a-Lago, vowed the bombing would continue, as he put it, uninterrupted throughout the week